All right, I'm here with iS.Insur on day 3 of MLG Dallas. The event's almost over, but we managed to catch up with him. You did pretty well overall in the event. How did you find it?
I definitely think I did better than I expected.
Oh.
I made it into the championship bracket, which is the farthest I've ever gone in any MLG. Going into this, I wasn't that confident in myself, but I was just surprised by my results, I guess.
Yeah, and I know you qualified for WCS. So, having qualified for that event, doesn't that give you a little more confidence going to your matches against some of the American players? Like you beat Chef and the Muslim?
Yeah, it did give me a little bit of confidence, but I kind of wanted to use MLG as kind of like a measure of where my skill is at right now, because I was in my mind I was only focusing on WCS completely,
Right.
and I just wanted to see how I measured up to everyone else. The other foreigners are gonna be competing there as well. Even though the Muslim and Shad aren't necessarily gonna be competing there, there are people of their skill level that's gonna be there as well. I want to see how I would do against people like them.
Mm-hmm. You got WCS coming up. You said you've been doing a lot of preparation for the event. I know you're in school as well, right?
Yeah.
So how are you balancing the two? And do events hamper your ability to do well at school as well?
A little bit, because I had to schedule everything around events. I took midterms early to come to MLG, and also I'll have midterms when I get back. And so the past month I haven't been able to play as much as I wanted to. But now I have a lot more free time, so for the next 2 weeks before WCS, I'm probably going to be playing a lot.
Since you're often having to run through these grueling events like an MLG Open bracket and that, and there's a lot of new Koreans coming in, especially with the Kespa guys coming. Do you find the level of competition is getting harder?
Oh, definitely. I was fortunate enough to not face any Koreans,
Yeah.
but any tournament with there's a lot of Koreans, it's always going to be extremely difficult. Especially when I heard that Rain, MC, and Paul were going to be in the open bracket, I was really scared, because those players look unstoppable against foreigners. So
Yeah, I think Sheth was in round 5 of the open bracket or something like that, and the very first player he was going to have to face was going to be Rain. So he felt real good going in, but then it's oh, I got one of the best players in the scene. What do you think about the Kespa player's skill? I'm sure you've probably seen Flash playing today.
The rate of improvement for the Kespa players is really, really scary. They've only been playing for a couple months, whereas we've been playing for over 2 years, I guess. And they're already better than 90% of all, the players in the world. And imagine in a couple more months where maybe they'll be leaps and bounds ahead of us, or maybe they'll still stagnate with along with the rest of us. Who knows? I
noticed I think Slasher pointed out to me that some of the top fighting game players are actually Korean as well at this event, and the number one the winners bracket seed is a Korean team. What do you think it is? Is it just a cultural work ethic thing, or skill, or what?
I don't know, and it's just the Korean blood, I guess. I'm pretty sure they do have a lot better work ethic than most foreigners. I don't know how fighting games work, but in Korea they have the team houses. They're doing this full time, and their lifestyle is a lot more structured in terms of actually focusing on the game. And so that's obviously going to give them an advantage in terms of foreigners, because foreigners have to deal with other real life events going on as well, and they don't have to or they can't put everything into playing video games.
Have you been playing Heart of the Swarm at all?
No, I had the beta, but I told myself I wouldn't touch it until definitely after WCS. And also I wasn't really happy with the new stuff that's coming out, so okay. I didn't really want to play it because it didn't seem very fun to me.
What would you change about it?
Well,
what struck you as this is just awful, or you didn't like it?
Well, everyone hated the Warhound, but it's already removed. And also the new units for Protoss, they don't really seem to synergize with anything. They just seem to be there, and like I don't know how effective they would be in terms of like working with other Protoss units. Like to me, it seems like Blizzard just wanted to add new units that seem cool, but I would much prefer if they like brought back old Brood War units and added like some like a little new twist to them.
Right. Okay. Do you feel like Zerg is too strong right now with Infestor? I've asked every single person I've interviewed this, but go.
Definitely. Like I've always been against like having units in the game that prevents you from like microing and such, like fungal and also like force field to a certain extent, because I think by like having that you take out an important aspect of the game, which is a player's like ability to control his units. And also like I think Broodlords are really like way too cost efficient right now, especially with Infestor. If they're like by themselves, they wouldn't be that bad, but like they synergize so well compared to other units. And so like a lot of like the other races don't really have an answer to that composition.
How would you change them, either Broodlord or Infestor?
Probably make Broodlords cost more food, definitely. And I don't know, like, because I don't know how to change the Infestor without making it kind of useless or like too similar to the other spellcasters, because if you remove like the snare, then they just become like with Storm but like weaker.
Yeah.
And I would definitely either increase the energy cost for Infested Terrans or make them a little bit weaker.
I've heard suggestions that Infested Terran should like cost minerals like Interceptor does. I've heard that like
yes, that's brilliant.
Yeah, or like fungal should only slow units by a certain percentage rather than just like hold them in place.
Like slowing is a lot better than just having them stop like clumped up completely, because when they're clumped up like that, Zerg units like Zerglings and Broodlords, they're so good when your units are like balled up like that. They just surround you, you can't move, and then the fungal does the AoE and like all your stuff just dies like simultaneously. Mm-hmm. Whereas if they were snared, you can still blink, you can still like micro your stuff back, and you like have better like engagements because of it.
Well, remember Blink Stalkers used to be able to blink.
Yeah.
But then it was too OP, right? And then they nerfed it.
Yeah, but like a lot of things were OP back then that aren't OP now.
So you think it should go back?
Yeah. Of course.
Okay. So other than WCS, do you have any other major events coming up?
Not really. I'm gonna have lots of free time after WCS. Probably the next event is gonna be the next MLG, and also maybe like other online qualifiers that I like choose to play in.
Okay. Do you want to do your sponsor plugs or anything like that?
Yeah. I'll say thank you to our sponsors: Steel Series, Deviant Art, GG Well Played Apparel, Science Work, and Z-Motion. And
how can fans contact you?
Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/iS.Insur. Also follow my stream, it's Twitch TV/iS.Insur also, and Facebook.com/iS.Insur.
Cool. Well, good luck at WCS, and we'll see you in 2013 at MLG.
Yeah.
Thanks.